Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 3 of the Bowlback Mandolin neck reset and left hand conversion. So in the first episode I'd stripped the instrument down and was starting to remove the fretboard, which I then finished off camera, and then in part 2 I was starting to try to remove the neck and was struggling a bit, and I said that I was going to continue that job off camera. Did I get anywhere? Yes. I got the neck out. Yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle, but I just persevered with the method I was using. A little bit of water, a little bit of heat, a little bit of wriggling, and eventually it started to come out, and yeah, I eventually got it out. So inside the neck pocket itself, sorry the light is poor, let's see if I can, okay, so yeah, it was stuck in with hide glue as I suspected, and I spent some time cleaning out the neck pocket, getting all the old glue out. It's quite hard for you to see there, but it's pretty good. I've got it all nice, got all the old glue out, and got it all sort of nice and level and flat and smooth and clean. And actually, when I pulled the neck out, the back quarter of this part of the heel joint tore out, and some of it was left in the neck pocket in the instrument, and yeah, it kind of broke up a little bit. So I've been spending quite a bit of time basically rebuilding that corner. You can probably see the sort of darker area on the corner there, and the same here, and if we look at it this side as well, I basically had to rebuild this corner using some of the wood splinters that came out of it, and some sawdust and some super glue. And yeah, so I basically rebuilt the corner and got it all smoothed out again, and I've got all this nicely cleaned up as well, got all the old glue off it, got it all nice and flat and smooth and clean, and the same with the surface of the neck for the fretboard and the back side of the fretboard as well. So, you know, removed all the glue, got it nice and clean and smooth. Now, while I was working on it, I did knock this brace out. It's only glued sort of in the little bit of a portion there and down there, and they actually meet up with the braces inside. I managed to knock it out, but as you can see, I've got it gluing back in. It was easy enough to do. You know, it's just as I said, it sticks out about this far on that side and about this far on that side. So I just cleaned up all the glue, put some proper glue on it, and put it back in, and I've got it clamped up. But now that I've cleaned all the joint up, the joint itself and the neck, I mean, it goes in nicely. You know, it all seems to meet up rather nice, but there is, you know, there's a little bit of a gap, and it's kind of loose fitting, but you know, it's all straight. I mean, it all lines up. It's just, you know, it's a little bit, now it's a little bit on the loose side, but it's not bad. I mean, you know, once I kind of press it in, you know, it stays in there. And if I get a straight edge along this part, you can see now that there's no gap underneath. Actually, you can see a little bit of a gap here, but that's just because of the angle of the neck. But in this area here, where it was coming away, there's no gap there now. So it goes back in proper alignment. And like I said, once I kind of push it in there, it does, oh, I just started wobbling then, but yeah, just do that again. You know, it's holding itself in there, and you can see that the gap that was there at the back has now disappeared. I mean, there is a tiny gap. Once I've got it all lined up, it will, you know, that will all come together nicely. So really now it's time to get the neck glued in. I might as well do it, you know, because it's getting towards the end of the day now. I might as well do this now, let it set up overnight so that it's nice and strong, and then I'll be reattaching the fretboard. So let me just turn the camera around, angle down, and we'll get on with this job. Obviously, you know, the most important part of the entire job. So I need a paintbrush, and I haven't got one with me, so I'll just run and grab one quick. Okay, so I've got a jug of water there with a few paintbrushes in. Let's just see which will be the better one. Definitely not that one. Actually, yeah, I think I will use that one. So this is one of my slightly better quality paintbrushes, and you know, as this is a decent quality instrument, I might as well use this. Right, so I'm going to pull the neck back out and start to apply the glue. And I did say before that I was worried about how to clamp this thing once I've got it glued and put back in, but because it's such a nice fit, I don't think I'm going to need to clamp it. As long as I've got it, you know, I press it in nice and firm, and I'll make sure it's all lined up properly. That will be enough to hold it until the glue sets. I won't need to clamp it, which is really good because it would have been near on impossible. Where'd I put my paintbrush? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to start to apply the glue to the neck itself first. So I'm going to do all the surfaces, all the way around here, both sides, the back and the bottom. I'm going to, you know, coat it all in glue. I think you know what I'm going to say now. We want 100% coverage, but not too much glue. But you know, we definitely want 100% coverage. So let me just start to get some glue on. Okay, so I'll spread that around with the brush, making sure, as I said, we've got nice even coverage. Okay, on the back portion there, on the sides. Oh, I don't want too much glue spilling out there. All over my hands as well. Right, so let's get some up the sides there, and this side, and the bottom face of the neck itself. Make sure I'm getting glue all over where it needs to be. Okay, that's looking good. Let's get a little bit more down this side. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now the same in the neck pocket as well. So a little bit on the top there and inside. Get that spread around. Oh. So I'm hoping that this will do the job. It should do. I think I've got, you know, everything set up in such a way that this is going to work perfectly well. I can't see any problems really, because it's such a well-made joint in the first place. I mean, the only reason this joint failed is because of the glue, the hide glue. I mean, I know it's what they traditionally use in these old instruments, but personally I don't like it. I know they swore by it back in the day, it was all they ever used, but we're not back in the day anymore. We've got modern glue, and this Typebond original wood glue that I use is absolutely brilliant. You know, but just like any good glue or anything else, it's only going to be as good as the preparation that you do beforehand, which, as most of you know, is something I'm quite fond of. Okay, so next going in now. can already feel it, it's nice and tight. Okay, let's just clean up a bit of that excess glue. Don't want to make too much mess around the back as well. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze it in now. I'm actually seeing glue squeezing out, which is a really good sign. Just try and get all that glue off the surface there as much as I can. I know I'm going to be gluing on there anyway, but just to keep everything nice and straight. Okay, so I'm checking the angle now, and what am I seeing there? Needs to go back a little bit. Okay, try that again. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Oops. Right, okay, so that's quite good. I'm pretty happy with that, but I'm still seeing a few gaps. So I'm going to just squeeze a little bit of glue into those and try and prod it in with a toothpick or something to make sure it goes down inside. Toothpick, here we go. Just want to make sure that, you know, all of the gaps are filled with glue. I know you shouldn't use glue as a gap filler, but you know, these surfaces are close enough that they are going to be making contact. It's not that I'm trying to actually, you know, use the glue as filler. I'm just making sure that the gaps are filled up with glue, if that makes sense. A little bit on the top pieces there. Just make sure that I've got decent glue all the way around. Cleaning up as I go. Or not. Okay, a little bit more down in that crevice there. I'm not going to call it a crevice. Air gap, let's call it an air gap. That sounds better. Got hair all over that. Don't know where that's come from. Certainly not from me. Let's get a new toothpick. It's got fluff all over it. Don't want that. Right, so just clean that up. See how that's looking. That's looking pretty good. Quite happy with that. So I think I'm going to need a little bit around the back there. Yeah, just a tiny bit in there. Because this back part is finished in shellac, it's nice and shiny and smooth, so I'll be able to wipe the excess glue off quite easily without making too much mess. Right, I'm pretty happy with that. Might need a little drop just there. The side, that looks good. Right, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to check alignment again. I think we might need to go back slightly. Check again. Yeah, that looks about right. Back a touch more if I can. Okay, I'm really happy with that. He says putting a bit more glue in. I mean, this is a good sign. It shows that the glue is wicking itself into where it needs to be. I'm going to need to check alignment again. So I'm sure it's moving around as I'm doing this. Right, let's check that alignment one more time, which I am really happy with. Don't know how well you can see that, but that's looking really good. Just going to use a little drop of water just to clean up a bit more of that excess glue on that surface. Probably a little bit at the back as well. Good. Okay. Yeah, happy with that. Just check the alignment one more time. It's looking good. A bit more glue. Oh, I've noticed a little bit at the side, a little bit of a gap at the side there. Whoops, a bit too much that time. Let's get that wiped up. Okay, well, I've said it about 4 or 5 times, but I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, let's call that good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, one more check on the alignment. Perfect. Okay, so that's that job done. I'm going to leave that to set overnight. Let me just pop that down in a way that it's not going to move. So yeah, I'm going to let that set up overnight at least. Might leave it a little bit longer. And then once I'm happy with that being set, it'll be time to put the fretboard back on. So I think you can see that that's nice and straight now. If anything, there's a slight angle back on the neck, but that's what you want. That's better, a lot better than it bowing forward. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to try and prop that up somewhere where it's not going to get knocked or moved or anything. And let that set up and we'll be ready to go. Okay, so that's the end of part 3. Hope you're enjoying this little series on the Bowlback Mandolin. I'm enjoying doing this. And we will see you in part 4. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. In the meantime, look after yourselves, look after each other. We will see you soon. Peace out.